Hello everyone, Sar here, and thank you so much for joining me for another Kendra Card Challenge blog hop, and this is for December. And I'll be focusing on Kraftin Kimmie's again, and this is the Santa Shops Here stamp set, as you can see in the card right there. I went crazy. I had a lot of fun with this card, so I'm going to show you all the steps that I did to create this card, except for some of the more tedious steps like fussy cutting and coloring. So let's get started. I will be doing sketch 9, I believe. Hold on one second. Where is that? I will be doing sketch 13. And so here we are just trying to set up the design. And instead of doing banners, I'm going to be just keeping them solid. And I'm going to flip the design upside down. Off screen, I have created a roof, and I kind of just made it wiggly to make it kind of have the effect of snow, so it's not sharp corners. And now I'm going to be creating my icicles. So I just kind of decide how far down maximum I want. I'm going to freestyle my icicles with a pencil, erase all the lines, and then fussy cut that out. For the house, I took a piece of craft cardstock, and I'm going to be using my score buddy to create lines, almost like logs, I guess you can kind of say, but it's just more for detail, so just to create a little bit of texture to the card. I also have a die set that cuts out a window, so I decided that I would utilize that. I cut that out, and then I am just matting that to a piece of white cardstock to give it some strength. The cardstock that I'm using is very thin. It's from Michaels. And so by doing that, I now have a little bit more sturdiness. And then I'm just going to fill it in with the window panes. And of course it's nighttime, so I do not want those lights on, so I chose a dark blue. Next, I'm going to start constructing the house. And to start off, I will just ink the sides left and right with some vintage photo distressed ink. And that's just to give it some dimension, as if there was some shading and it's not just one solid cardstock. I'm going to do some other coloring throughout the card, and so this is all to kind of give it some definition so it's not so flat. And now I'm going to just put a bead of glue across the top and place it underneath my roof, and now I have some icicles hanging down to create this winter scene. And then I'm just going to chop off anything that hangs over and then glue this down to the house. And now I have a nice simple house that has a snow roof and some icicles hanging down. Very simple to create something like this. Next, I'm going to glue down my background. I actually should have put this on my base, my card base, not a separate panel, because what that has done is it created more thickness to the card that I didn't really want. It's not a big deal. I just wasn't thinking. But if you were to follow along and create your own card, I would just glue it right to the card base. So here's my window. I'm placing it underneath those icicles. I think that's really sharp, creating that nice illusion that the icicles are just hanging down. And then I'm going to glue my house down to the card. But first I need to get my pattern, my strips back in here, because this is what the sketch is about. So they're not supposed to be overlapping in the sketch, but I want to kind of make them look like Christmas gifts on top of the roof. So I'm still utilizing the sketch. I still have my 3 pieces of pattern paper, but I'm now cutting them a bit. There's no rule saying you can't. There's no rule saying you can't hide them. But I'm still kind of having that illusion that there are 3 stacks. And I'm going to make sure that the one in the center with the stripes is going to be in the center, just like the sketch there. But in this case, I'm going to turn the middle one into a chimney. And right now I'm just coloring up the snow that's going to be placed on top of my chimney. So this is kind of giving an illusion that it has just snowed and there's so much all over the place. And yeah, it's just creating this really beautiful scene. And it's separating itself from the pattern paper in the back to really make it look like those are presents. At least I'm going to make them look like presents. You don't need to waste this paper. I just have so much pattern paper. I don't care if I glue it and you don't see it. But if you don't want to waste your paper, just cut it. Just cut it and just place it on the top there. You don't need to do that. Now that my design is ready, I feel like it's a little too high, so I will chop that down. But first, I just want to add a little bit more shading with my marker here. And this is just a very light blue. You can use a gray. You can not do this at all. I just wanted to kind of create some definition here so it's not just a solid piece of white cardstock. And there we go. I just trimmed that down so that I have a little bit of height at the top there. I didn't want my gifts to be so close to the top that there was no gap in between. This is I just love this card so much. I just love all the wintry vibes of this. So to make these look like presents, I'm just going to take a piece of shimmery cardstock, and this is in gold, and I'm going to, on both sides, make little crosses to show ribbons. I don't actually have a bow die that would easily do it, and I did not feel like trying to cut a bow freehand, so I'm just going to leave them like that, and you can kind of tell that those are gifts sitting on the roof. Those are huge gifts. Those gifts are not coming down the chimney. That's why they're on the roof. So because I don't have room for sentiment, I decided that I would add it to the inside of my card. And now I'm going to bring in my colored images from Kraftin Kimmie Stamps. And this is the first one. This is the stocking, and I thought I'd put it on the inside because I didn't have any room on the outside where I wanted it to place it. So here's the stamp. Stamp stops here. It's such a beautiful stamp set. It's the same style of all the other stamps I've been playing with, and I just absolutely love that artwork. And if you're interested, all the information will be down in the description box below. So now I'm just going to create the scene, taking all these stamps that I had colored and have a very merry rooftop, a very festive rooftop with Santa, cookies, and another present. A present that definitely will fit through the chimney. So that's good. So the kids will now have something. They don't need to climb on the roof or get their parents to get the presents off the roof there. The little gingerbread man's trying to help, doing the best that he can. And then there's an extra little cookie. Not sure where that came from. Santa might have accidentally dropped it. You never know. He does get a lot of cookies for Christmas. Anyways, so if you're not familiar with this is a part of Kendra Card Challenge. This is for December. There is a giveaway that's happening, and the information will be in the description box below, and you can win a chance of a digital download. And this digital download is pretty cool. I love it. I want to see if I can find some time to make a card. And all you have to do is fill out the form, and then the winner will be announced on Kendra Card Challenge YouTube channel. So definitely do that. While I was chatting, I did cut out off camera some smoke coming out of the chimney. I thought I would create a little bit of design just so it's not so bare. And yeah, I thought that was a nice little touch. Of course, I did say earlier I can't cut a bow freehand, which then I cut something like that. But I think a bow would be a lot harder. This one was a little bit easier. So there we go. There's my sketch. It is 9. It is showing the 3. It's just upside down. And instead of banners, I turned them into a chimney and presents. So there you go. You don't have to follow the sketch exactly. Have some fun. Be creative. I'm seeing a lot more people creating scenes, and I encourage you to get creative. If you don't want to, then stick with the sketches, and that's perfectly fine because they're awesome. These sketches work for you, and you can do whatever you like to. Just don't feel like you are restricted. Okay, so that's it. I do hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you all have a wonderful, fantastic, and beautiful December. And I'll talk to you all later. Take care. Bye.